Blessings, sacred sovereign soul. Welcome. I am Lady Drasmin, and this is take three of episode three of the Goddess series here on He Vibes, She Dives. So I have recorded this twice and not really sure what happened to the first one. Kind of glitched out and didn't record. And then I was in the midst of moving and all the things that come with moving. And I recorded a second video on my phone, which was a big risk, but I wanted to get it done and posted on time. And then it wouldn't upload. It just would not work. I have very little memory on this phone, so I'm constantly having to delete folders and files. And I thought I cleared enough room, and I clearly still wasn't able to. And then it was my solo return, and I was in full presence with my rebirth and the launch of my song. And so here I am. The day before the next episode of He Vibes, She Drives drops, which would be the next series. And I gotta get this thing out here. So each video has been different. And I am so curious as to what comes through because I've been reflecting on why that energy wasn't wanting to be shared through this media platform. I'm curious, I have learned to trust that once I channel something, the transmission is out, that the frequency is out there. And in that knowing, it's still like curious when we are divinely led into doing something and then it doesn't work out the way we perceive it'll work out. And so reflecting on these two hiccups with my recording of this video cast and where I am sitting today. And today is the eve of the equinox eclipse, the final threshold of this really intense eclipse season that we have been in. And it has been especially intense for me because I am a Virgo. My 12th house is a Virgo, and I am having my nodal return right now. So, those of you who know astrology, you know what's up. Yeah, it's been real. It's been real. And chaos and striving to maintain peace and calm and center and that's it. That's the frequency. The conversation piece has been around the goddess. And the goddess is flow. The goddess is unknown. The goddess is allowance. The goddess is alchemy and transmutation. I was feeling a lot of irritation and annoyance around the videos, around me being in the middle of moving right now. I still haven't settled into my home. I am moving next week from this temporary space that I've been in. So deeply excited to shift forward, been working, striving in balance to get content and everything scheduled for what I have committed to with the Soul Sanctuary Circle and my other personal commitments. And this is the medicine of connecting with the goddess. This deepening of trust in the natural timing of birthing, of receiving, of shedding, of opening. And we are at this precipice of this renewal and rebirth. We are entering a not only a new 6-month cycle, which is what equinoxes do, and then we get a checkpoint during the solstices. We are also entering a new era. So this timing that I am in, finding myself cosmically, is this sealing of a timeline that has not honored the goddess. And before I came to record this, I spent 2 hours working through energy within me, feeling the energy of the goddess. I don't even remember what the first transmission I did was, but I know it had something to do with connecting with the dark goddess energy, connecting with the primordial power of the goddess. And it was a transmission through dance. And whatever came through after that, clearly it was meant to go in the subconscious. So if you were meant to receive it, you already got it. And then the second one was in my temple space where I did a guided meditation inviting you to connect with Mother Earth. And today, what I am feeling is this union of the primordial power of the Mother Earth, feeling that through the soles of our feet when we walk on the ground, the floor, the dirt, the carpet, if that's what you're walking on. Hopefully, area rugs, because stapled down rugs are just gross. And feeling her aliveness, because it is the aliveness of the goddess that allows us to exist in the bodies that we occupy. It is the aliveness, the breathing pulse of the Mother Earth and her primordial power that sustains not just self, but the entire planet. And every ecosystem within the ecosystem, within the ecosystem, within the ecosystem of the Earth consciousness. It is a multi-dimensional, living, breathing, sentient interweaving of energy in various forms. Some are seen, some are unseen, and some are felt, some are just known. We can feel the aliveness of the goddess of this earth space that we occupy in the witnessing of a sunset or a sunrise. We experience the aliveness of life within self after a really cleansing shower, after a really grimy day. We experience the essence of the goddess in the pauses of appreciation for the little things that allow for more aliveness. And so whenever this transition finds you is perfectly timed for you. And you will receive the intensity of the energy that I am transmitting and recording this transmission through. Hmm. I have one of the intentions that I set with this He Vibes, She Dives podcast series with my beloved soul brother Timber was to strengthen my comfortability with expressing those aspects within me in reflection and in feeling of the rage and the desire of the goddess, of me as a walking embodiment of goddess. Every woman is a living, breathing embodiment of goddess, womb carriers. Without the womb, there is no life, there's no humans. Like, spirit comes and the womb is a portal that turns souls into human, and there's a dark journey for 9 months where consciousness is weaving with earth matter, which is what these bodies are. We are made of earth matter. When we die, we will either be burnt or buried. Either way, we are recycled back into the earth. That's just inevitable. And there's this intensity to be this deeply connected with that power of creation and destruction. And it is a power that we all have, yes. Yet the goddess energy, the feminine energy, is what brings the creation forward. And because a masculine body cannot understand that for the simple sake of biology, those darker aspects of the goddess, the rage, the desire, the enoughness, the softness, the ever-changing wildness, unknown of what the goddess is. That unknown is non-masculine. Masculine is structure, it is known, it is direction, it is supporting the goddess energy. The feminine energy amplifies and nurtures what the masculine energy brings forward. And the goddess energy is about tapping into that primordial energy. And the intention I set was to strengthen my voice and comfortability sharing my truths around certain topics on a social media platform. In my inner circle, I'm talking. Online, I am mindful of the words I choose to express, because words are power. And to a degree, there's that discernment piece. And then there comes that aspect of authenticity. And I feel that I have arrived at this shifting point where I have been alchemizing and integrating my own experience of remembering and integrating and then embodying the woman, the goddess that I am. In fact, next week, if you are catching this live as it comes in, I am speaking at the Harvest Within Summit on feminine bodied leadership and how to support women. So all bodies are welcome. It's so important to understand, to recognize that how the feminine engages with life is vastly different than how the masculine engages from life. And it's not that one is greater or lesser. It is simply one wholeness coexisting with another wholeness. And together they create this perfected union of a greater wholeness. And that is what we are stepping into right now, the timeline that we're stepping into. That's a little bit of a different conversation, coming back to the goddess energy. Hmm. I will share my truths as a feminine body, as goddess in living form, and take with them as you will. I am exhausted of holding the masculine energy. And I have done extensive work over the last few years. I just finished a 10-day ceremony where returning power back to the masculine here. This is not mine to carry, right? Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed and transferred. So returning power back to the masculine. And because I am single, yes, by choice, and also I am open, I am carrying a certain masculine energy to sustain my life. I am my protector and my provider. And that is the masculine's role, the God's role. And yes, universe, cosmic consciousness has me, yet in the physical body, right? We're talking about the physical experiencing here. The goddess is exhausted, and I am not alone in that sentiment. I'm connected with many women around the world, and some of them are in beautiful divine relationships. Those are few. Those are few. And the rest of my sisters, single mothers, single period. And it is lonely. And we're exhausted. And so then that exhaustion comes out as frustration, pent up energy that isn't being expressed can be felt because energy is an experiencing. And so that energy starts to ripple out, and the earth is exhausted. The earth is exhausted of holding what isn't hers. Pollution, trash, mindless consumerism, and not taking care of your energetic waste, centuries of war and trauma and violence and pillaging, and it's all left an imprint. It's left an imprint on the earth. And she's exhausted of holding it all, so she's been letting it out. She's been letting it out. And we see it in collective as the violence that hasn't been addressed. We think it's new, but it's not. It's just visible now. And until it's resolved, it's going to continue. So the goddess is exhausted. Trees are being cut down for what purpose? Underneath the rage, exhaustion. Underneath the sadness, exhaustion. We would love to just be in our pleasure bodies, but we're exhausted. It's a soul level exhaustion of centuries of feminine suppression. That timeline is changing now as we're in this transmission and forward for the next few years. There's a big collective shift because we are living in a goddess planet. We are living in a she body. This is not a masculine body that we live in. We live in a feminine body. So it is innately wise and deeply loving. So she's put up with it for a long time. And granted, there has been a lot of distortion that has imprisoned the will of the earth consciousness, bound it. And I talk about that in some of the videos here in He Vibes, She Dives. And I've shared a little bit in my TikTok videos, and I'll probably be sharing more in the days to come because this is part of the work, the calling that I find myself in to use my voice to be a vox populi for what I am experiencing in the moment and not labeling it as less divine. Because I notice those judgments within me. Oh, I have to do this at a certain time in a certain way. And let that go. And then you sit down to do the thing and it doesn't fucking work. And then you I go out and I have to do all these extra fucking things because I don't really have support. I sustain myself. I have friends and sisters, yeah, but like daily life, we all need support in daily life. We all deserve to be in true intentional communities, not this bypassing cliquey crap that I have experienced across the US. So the goddess is exhausted, the earth is exhausted, the trees are exhausted. So how do we start to repair? How do we honor the goddess? Slow down, she says. Slow down. You get this one life, and it's very short. In the grand scheme of life, your life is a blink. Slow down and experience the here now. And that has been my greatest lesson, my awakening to my feminine body, which I go into in my chapter in my co-authored book, Sensual Symphony. I don't have a copy here because it's packed up. Even saying that brings up frustration, underneath it, exhaustion, just exhaustion, continuous displacement, gross misuse of resources, waiting for someday. Honey, someday isn't going to happen. It's all we have is right now. Tapping into the goddess frequencies about recognizing that all that exists is the here, now, and your will, choice, and effort into being an active participant or a disassociate or disassociated and chaos. Feel like the words aren't even coming out because that's not a frequency that the goddess operates in. How look one single tree has an entire ecosystem in it, above and below. If you don't believe anything that I am saying, that's okay. You are welcome to go sit down under a tree every day for 20 minutes for 21 days. And then you come back to me and you tell me how that makes you feel. No phones, no distractions, no in your head. Just sit the fuck down under a tree for 21 minutes for 21 days and breathe. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you to go and sit under a tree for 21 minutes for 21 days. And then you come back and you tell me whether I'm full of shit or not. The earth wants us to just slow down. What's the big hurry? What's the point of go, 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 go when you never actually appreciate what you're going for? Tomorrow is not promised. The goddess has awakened within me into this remembrance that all that exists is the here now. And yes, it's good to have dreams and goals and intentions and to actively work towards them. And I do. But the biggest medicine of the goddess that I have learned, especially this year, especially in the bringing through of this transmission, is to be here now, experiencing what is alive within you and what is dying within you, because there is simultaneously both death and rebirth happening. Your breath is a prime example of that. When you breathe in, that's carbon dioxide from the trees coming in as oxygen for you. When you breathe out, that's carbon dioxide from you going to the trees as oxygen. Inhale, something dies for every breath you take. There's a deep understanding that the feminine body has around the seasons and cycles of life. And it is this wisdom piece, the second wisdom piece that the goddess wants to bring forward. Can you recognize that there are seasons in nature? And as without, so within, there are seasons in woman. And even if you, when you look at the biology of women, we have different hormones, estrogen, progesterone, estradiol, and masculine has none of those. It's got testosterone. Masculine can have the same routine, 365 days a year, perfectly great. Our current world is designed for masculine bodies. The feminine body goes through seasons. Every month, she goes through 4 different seasons. So she's different every week. I am different every single day. It's wild, it's unknown, it's ever changing, it's deep feeling, it's womb centric, it's heart centric. We're all heart centered. For the feminine, it's womb centric. And for the masculine, what's there? Their primal fire, their desire, their urges, their instincts. And instead of listening to the body and what the body needs, we, for a long time, were enslaved because the earth was enslaved. And as some star seeds were born into earth consciousness and started doing sacred work to bring awakening into the land and then its people, here we are. So I will go more into how to honor woman in my talk in the Harvest Fall Within Summit, and I will put the link on where to join us here in the description box below, so you are welcome to access that there. And I wish to close this transmission with a thank you for you being here today, supporting me, supporting my brother Timber, and allowing yourself to be open to different perspectives, allowing yourself to connect with outside of you. In today's world, because there's still so much bondage, as I'm recording this transmission, there's still so much energetic binding. It takes a lot of courage to stand in your authenticity and your truth. And I bow, deep, deep bow to your presence because I can feel it. I can feel your presence here in this space, and I receive it, and I bring it in my prayers and my offerings to Mother Earth and the Goddess. So thank you for your sacred witness. Mm, I am complete.